Set this connected. Oh, there we go. Yeah, maybe you just needed a small refresh or something. So, okay, we are now back to live. Oy. So weird sometimes. So weird. Okay. Anyway. Okay, we are back. Finally was able to get it to start working. Back into Tyranny. Oh yes, we were inside the old walls. This was our first actual creepy dungeon that we had set ourselves out on doing.
Yes.
Look at that, a future course.
Right.
Get right back into it.
That one rattled me hard.
City, you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
On your knees, worm.
So last time when we played this, we got into the old walls and we were trying to find an artifact, I
City,
believe,
you won't enjoy this as much
to
as
get
I do.
Will do.
the Edict of Storms to progress the game. So we had gotten in here. Yeah, so I'm back a little bit, it looks like, but that's okay. Okay, don't trust Jackamus. Yeah, so we got this. We figured this out last time.
To battle!
I feel much improved. Come on, fix my eyes.
So that was satisfying.
That one rattled me hard.
Yeah, we've actually fallen back a little bit because it looks like Lantry still got his wound
Shit.
when he collapsed last time. So
I got it. Says you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You dent.
and then we wanted to take that here. Yeah, it continues on. Yes, because here we are. Here is the room that we were in last time. Gotta use the sapphire one. This will light up this, which will flip it into the. Yep, there we go.
Interesting. I am a sheep.
City, you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
On your knees, worm.
I got it. Will do.
Fall before me.
Okay. Let's have a small breather. Continue on. Yep, there's our heavy keystone.
Keystone. Take it. For archival purposes, of course.
And then I gotta get over there, but I'd like to change this over. Oh yes, we also have these guys. These guys also leveled up, so let's get them in here. Do that. Does Bear have another point? Oh, Lantry has another point. So get in here. And then for Lantry, I think we want for the next arcane point. That's right, we wanted to have. Do that. Okay.
Of course.
So now we're more or less caught back up to where I was. Not fully, mind you, but pretty close. Now let's see here. To activate this staircase... Okay. Now we want to go up here, where we were.
Another battle. I'm starting to think we're bad at making friends.
No, Lantry, we're great at making friends. They're just all aggressive.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
I got it.
Submit to me!
Ooh, what's that? Singe. Okay. Okay, we wanted to, oh, that's right, we want to take charcoal rubbing again.
Interesting. I am out of practice, but I'll try.
All right. Get some stuff out of there. Now that is unaffected. However, we should do back over here. Old Pulse Beacon, which activates that again. Okay. And that activates that collapse bridge. Good. So for the most part, my weekend was good.
Take what you can.
I actually took a little bit of a break from gaming on Saturday, shockingly. I did play some games, but I didn't play like all day like I normally do.
Grovel before me!
Did kind of take a break. Did end up watching some stuff. But for the most part, it was just kind of a typical Saturday for me. I did end up hearing about some potential job opportunities from a couple people, so I will be taking the next couple days to try and look into those. Oh, and we just unlocked a shortcut, because there's that guy that we picked up that note from. So we are back to where we were. But it looks like we've actually missed some looting opportunities. Okay. I want to make a quick change here. You, my man, really don't need to have this rune on you. Okay, you already got those two. Can I just pick that one and remove it? No, I can't. Okay. A little bit of bummer. Okay, never mind. Won't worry about that.
I'd have it no other way.
I think this one... Yeah, that one just had the campfire thing. Run back through. Oh, yep, there's a bit of rubble right here. There we go. Alright, back to where we were. Also tried learning a little bit more about some of my streaming software. It's a little slow going because of how small my stream is at the moment. It's hard to try and want to implement things, but what I really should be doing is actually planning for the future. Keep. What are these messages? Anyway.
Another battle? I'm starting to think we're bad at making plans.
Fall before me!
Right. I'll take care of it.
On it.
Wait! I did that? Nice!
Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we do have the stepping stone.
As you command.
Open up that door. Okay. And I would assume this is a door that we would unlock at some point. Alright. Okay. What about this direction? What's this way? Three dervish. Go ahead and pause for a second here. Trap triggered. Oh dear. That sounds bad. Let's see. We need a barrack. Stop right there and just go right there. Just attack that. First, we usually attack these just completely.
Right.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as...
You are finished. I will aid you.
If I had kids, they'd be feeling that one.
Okay. There's the trap. Okay. Okay, if I had to guess, this staircase leads me back down the other side of the big atrium that I originally started in. So, we will not be going that direction. Not yet, anyway. Let's go this direction, because we have to get a couple things, I'm sure.
You go first. I'll be right behind you.
No, Barrack, you will be first. You are my tank. You will be going first. Worn down and faded rune embedded in the walls. Currently impossible to decipher what the rune is. Lantry's voice, age's talent, is required to learn this spell rune. Oh, okay. I'm curious then. Voice of ages. Ah. So it sounds like that's something I actually need to start throwing his skills into.
Nothing I can't handle.
Okay, some more potions. Actually, how's everybody sitting on potions right now? Pretty good. We could certainly throw a couple of these. Let's go ahead and grab 3 of them. To there, that'll work. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. Ooh, a couple of the bigger guys. Let's hold off on that for a moment. Get a little bit of water. Open up that door.
I'm not here to make
Whoa, that's a lot of enemies.
See that?
Let's just see if we can funnel them into the door. Here, let's see. Yeah, that's a lot of enemies. That's me being attacked. Kind of wish I could rotate the camera angle like you can in a lot of other isometrics. Just can't really do that here. And it annoys me slightly. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna do that one. Barrack. Here. Barrack is gonna come in and just grab that guy. Verse, we're gonna actually switch him over to the bow, I think. It's a little haphazard right now, trying to get in there.
Will do.
Oh, Barrack, can you not make it into that? Come here, come here. Come here. Can you not make it to that doorway? There we go, that's what we're looking for.
Are you afraid of death?
Say, is there anything that we could do that would... I don't have any AoE spells, so to speak. I realize that's something I really need to fix.
Well struck. Keep your filthy hands off me.
Let's swap weapons and attack from range.
A new dent.
First, why aren't you attacking? You do not see the enemy. That's what we want to see.
Well struck. I will aid you. Keep your filthy hands off me.
You got it. Fall before me!
Face my iron. Yes. On it.
You got it.
At once. I will.
That's how it's done!
Okay, there we go. Doesn't look like that did anything. Ooh, what have we got? Hydromancy. Only Ebb can equip this. Okay. What does that mean? Oh, to type casting. Oh, and that did do something. It allowed me to activate this door. Cool.
Sorry, I can't.
Yes, you can. Go in the room. Come on. Silly thing.
Do you have eyes on this? Nothing I can't handle.
Ooh. Arbiter's Wings. It is a superior quality, lightweight, and quick step. Recovery time, movement speed in combat. Ooh. Ooh, that might actually be really nice. What else have we got? We've got a staggering burn. And potion of protection. Okay, I'm gonna take this. This. So many of these items. Oh yeah, heck yeah. There we go. And then I think we go to Lantry's secondary and have him look at this. Better. Eric's shield. He still has his disfavored shield, which I'm not necessarily against, but I'm surprised that I haven't been able to get an upgrade for his shield. Yeah. Ah, now we got an amber. Yeah, that's a weird way to spell amber, I'm sorry. These 3 shards appear to have been meticulously placed on the altar. Inscriptions them resemble the torch key sigils. Oh, so this could be actually a hint of an order if I need to do anything. Blue, red, yellow. Okay, blue, red, yellow. Nope, doesn't do anything. Blue one.
Trouble is afoot.
Up, baddies. Get you back onto melee. Come help me with this.
Right.
Oh, you can't. You can't help somebody else up. You're already engaged. Somebody aren't.
I'll
That's
tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Are you afraid of death? Submit to me!
all right. I don't believe there's anything else here. Yeah, we did have this bigger room back here. Let me see. I think I'd already selected this, but... Yeah, it was just the camping stuff. Never mind. Okay.
See that?
Oh, and a nice big trap that we got here. Let's see.
I'm not here to make friends.
Oh, darn it. Disarm that so we don't have that issue anymore. There we go. All right, now I need you to come over here and help me with this.
I'd have... no other way.
I was gonna say I'm taking a little bit of a hit. Actually, what are you doing? Oh, okay, you're already over here trying to help me up. Let me put you back on.
On your knee!
Thank you.
He's worm!
Probably more for as necessary.
Right, I got it. Are you afraid of death?
I was gonna say my character's pretty low. Let's whew. That's your potion to the rescue.
My armor is dented. Let me repair it. I'm injured.
Whew. Glad I caught that before before it got worse.
Yes. How many generations have passed since this place was built?
Nobleman's hat. Doubt it's going to be effective for anybody. Anyway. The labyrinth that was built in the old wall seems to go on forever. The numerous sconces and alcoves that line the massive stone wall go as far as the eye can see before fading into the darkness. Yeah. Bits we're seeing are only the small entryway that probably held whoever built these things, the ancients. We'll go by calling them the ancients. We don't know what that's what they were called, but we'll go with it. Okay, now we get into this room. I'm expecting more nasties. Maybe? New area again. Man, we're really just having
My
to dig.
mother always told me to stay away from spires. Not that I ever listened.
Oh! Did we find a... We did. Okay, so this is a spire here, maybe? As the stone platform is lifeless, but small markings indicate its old magic might be reawakened. We have another... Chamber immediately reminds you of Ascension Hall. An intricate rune running along the floor can only mean one thing. You stand at the feet of a great spire. Each step you take echoes across a great distance. As you gaze upward, the sage-colored walls quickly give way to unending blackness. The rune in the center of the floor is inactive. The silence of the hall offers no clues as to its use or function. You feel a slight tuck in your chest, a faint echo of the energy that enveloped you at Vendrin's Well. Hold a moment. Entry bellows the comment louder than necessary. Smile as he hears his voice echo through the massive chamber. If my sense of direction is at all reasonable, we are standing below the spire in this region. What do you know of the spires? Lantry raises an eyebrow. About as much as you, I'm afraid. Until our time at Vendrin Well, I didn't realize there were ways to access the upper reaches. Speaking of which, I'm certain there's a way to access the top of this spire as well. Let's keep our eyes out for sigils or glyphs nearby. What do you recommend? Lantry points at the pattern on the floor. I start with the grooves of stones on the floor over there. If it's like the spire at Vendrin's Well, whomever built this created a mystical conduit to the top. And I'd like to think very, very unlikely that the pattern is purely decorative. Let's press on. So, I'm going to go ahead and run over here, because that is probably another...
Okay. Any bets on which sigil unleashes more scourges?
Charcoal rubbing, yep. Oh! So I can go back into my key items here. Where is the... of the ocean spire. Interesting, okay. So do I connect the symbols into that look? Here, let's put everybody here. Just have my character go. Yeah, so hit the center one as well. Oh, cool, I can just have it out. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Hit again, click it again. Ah. Hey, up we go. the second spire that we've unlocked now, but it doesn't have the giant. It's not as big though. Look at that. The arcane light courses skyward, trailing off towards the horizon in the direction of Vedrian's well. You feel the ground ripped out from beneath you yet again as you drift back into the warmth of the energy surrounding you. Your awareness stretched beyond the limits of the spire, pulling in many directions at once. The light you saw arcing through the sky reminds you of the tether you feel at the top of Vedrian's well. This too is a point of connection, and you are an inextricable part of it, bound as sure as the spires are to each other. The ocean spire and the blade grave feels weathered and battered, like a flag that has been whipped in high winds beyond its intended duration. Perhaps in spite of this, the connection formed in Vedrian's well strong, almost overwhelmingly so. I was at the front lines during the devastation of Stalwart. From on high, the realm feels less significant. There was a running wager at the Vellum Citadel, how far southwest one can sail before reaching the end of the ocean. From here, I'd guess forever is close to the right answer. Looking out of the expansive ocean to the south, Lance removed his quill in a hurried rush as he sketches the blue-green panorama. At least we spared the worst of the grit from up here. War kicks up a lot of dust if the blade grave is any indication. The spire feels like a relay between you and Vedrian's well, bridging some transference of energy on an enormous scale. You are the first link of a chain that stretches the length of the realm. As you struggle to understand the sensation, you grow wary of whispers all around you. Listen closer. Whispers themselves seem to travel down tether between you and the spires, conducting heat that feels at times unbearable. They speak of your actions, your choices, everything that led you to this place. Your name is known, your banner recognized, your deeds reported across the tiers and the Northern Empire alike. For an instant, you can see the accumulated hope and fear these whispers represent. It appears like dewdrops settling on a leaf, then trickling into a shared basin. This image is fed to you through your connection, a base metaphor that only hints at the true scope. There is power in these spires, though its source is unfamiliar. Were you to harness it, you suspect that nothing could stand beyond your reach. I feel strange. I don't know what you've done, but standing near you warms my rusted plates. Makes me feel lighter somehow. Curious. I'm noting something I also observed at the spire of Vedrian's well. There's a mystic hum and has little beats when you walk, tiny fluctuations when you talk. Unless my senses are deceiving me, you or the spires are mystically attuned to each other. Most fascinating indeed. A quill pen appears in his hand and the old sage begins furiously jotting notes on his arm. You look taller somehow. Like you could command a dozen gangs without any challengers to knife you in the back. Oh, okay, so let's see here. So we have... So we can get trainers, we can get smiths, we can get... And then we can also get things, a forge, an infirmary, select a region. Oh yeah, that's right, I picked that earlier. So, question is then, can I do anything at the spire other than just be here? As far as the link, allowing you to travel instantly between them. This reduces your travel time through the tiers. Oh! You can upgrade spires you discover, building new structures on top of them. Each upgrade will provide you with different benefits. Click the spire icon. Upgrade for your new spire. Upgrades take time and money to build and money to maintain. If you no longer have the money to maintain an upgrade, it'll be suspended. You can no longer receive its benefits until you be able to pay its maintenance cost. There are 5 resources you can find in Kairos tiers that can be used to power the upgrades to your spires. There are scrolls, iron ingots, bronze ingots, alchemy supplies, and hide. Each upgrade uses different resources. The old walls extends from the Ruinlands out to the southern sea. So if we look at the map, can I look at the big map? I don't know if I can. Oh, we do have a missive though. On the subject of the spires. My dear Jedith Freelance, the court is all abuzz with the news of the Civil War. Representatives from the chorus and disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon, the petitioners of the court. Seem swept up in talks that will crush whom and if they, when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Vedrian's well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well. Not only did you live, you somehow claimed the mountain spire. And you broke Kairos' edict too. Such things make a little civil war seem so trivial in comparison. at least to those who could separate the messages from the noise. Tell me, what is it like to break the edict, and how is it you took control of the spire? Fatebinder Rogalis. Now, so this is another Fatebinder, and I'm trying to remember, had we actually run into him? I can't remember if we actually ran into Rogalis. He's been mentioned. Explain the experiences best with your own. Dear Rogalis, Kairos' edict simply said an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Sword. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's grip release. The floor of Ascension's Hall gave way, unearthing a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tiles. As for how I actually claim the spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Atop the spire is an old structure, twin-tined edifice. I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. This structure spoke to me in sensations and images. It seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened, as best as I can think of describe it. Does any of this sound familiar or bring to mind any old stories or rumors? Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, let's see. Don't send it. Respond with questions of your own. Did you know what the wording of the edict would entail? Did you advocate that I was sent on what's likely to be a one-way journey? Your questions seem to imply that my actions of Veteran Will were orchestrated when they were, in fact, the product of me responding to a chaotic situation, nothing more. Dealing with two petulant, disagreeable archons occupied what precious time I might have spent undermining Kairos. How about you tell me what you know first? You were the one who taught me the value of never being tricked into self-incrimination. How could I possibly argue with that sort of wisdom? Ooh. Don't send it. We'll send the first one. I think that makes a little better sense. So we've triggered this spire, and then we're able to warp between them. New bar on your character sheet displays your current level of power. Press C to open and view the current level of power. Okay. Shows that mine is at 600. Target for spire. Okay. Interesting. Well, we're not quite done with this here, so let's go ahead and jump back down. We're going to go jump back down to the Blade Grave Runic Hall. It's the thing we're back down into where I was. Now,
On the lookout.
there is a button over here, but it doesn't do anything, so maybe I have to keep going with it. We'll see. Let's go ahead and run back down, because we still have that artifact to find. But finding the spire is interesting. So. Oh wait, that looks important. Look, the 3 symbols. It's probably indicated of,
Ain't that odd?
whoa.
Negative, Fatebinder.
Ouch.
Graven app spotted something.
Nasty in this room. Doesn't look like it. Okay, what was the colors again? It's back in this room. Blue, red, yellow. Okay, so. blue, red, yellow. Open something up. That'll open that door up. Okay, trap.
Did you take a look at that?
Trap detected.
There! See that?
Another trap.
That wasn't so hard.
Plans, scorn. Plans explain the process of forging the legendary javelin scorn. Plans make a mention of a mysterious metal that is required for the javelin's tip. That can be created with access to a spire forge upgrade and proper materials. Definitely taking that.
Can't do that.
I think that's the second item that I've ever found that could potentially... Ooh! Got a very promising looking. That is an exquisite. Ooh.
Look at that!
Of course we get attacked. Just over here, I want to take a look at this. Oh yeah, that is even better. Can't do that in combat, so we'll have to wait till that.
I got it. Will do. I got it.
Okay. Right, that's where we got that nice bow. Let's go ahead and stick that bow onto her.
Hey, this looks fun.
Oh, is this a... You've discovered an artifact. Artifacts are powerful magical items that, when wielded, grant their owner a new ability. Artifacts are known throughout the tiers of the greater empire beyond. As an artifact's reputation grows, the ability becomes more powerful. Ooh! Okay, so what did she actually gain from that? It said she gained a new ability. Exhaustion. On weapon crit, applies the following effects to any bane. Ooh. Oh, and then here we are. Here's our ability. Artifact ability. Chromatic arrow. Fire a brilliant arrow. All enemies in its path take damage and are blinded. Any bane that are struck triggers a small explosion. Does arcane damage to all bane in the area. These events scale with the Great Bow's renowned. Gravebow is such a storied weapon that is long ago written off as a myth. As many contradictory stories of its origin exist to those previous users in Final Resting Place. The more recent claim is that an Archon of Turmoil wielded the bow in a war that single-handedly destroyed the Bane. Some accounts posit that hundreds of bows for different powers share the title of Gravebow, which has confused the weapon's history and deeds over time. The oldest claim is that Gravebow predates the old walls themselves, though none of this claim can be substantiated. The poem claimed to have been taken from charcoal rubbing at the exterior of an old wall's posits that Gravebow one day may loose an arrow with such force that old walls themselves will crumble, and the surrounding spires will fall like matchsticks. The validity of the source is questionable at best, as the author presents no rubbing and failed to recall the site in which he took it. Whatever else Gravebow might be, its string thrums and pulses with energy desperate to be released. Cool. So when I look at her skills specifically, Oh, and it actually is a line. So you actually can trigger the line to go a certain... Cool. Let's go ahead and replace that spell. Faded rune embedded in the walls. Currently, Lantry's voice is required to learn the spell rune. Okay, well, darn it. Okay, I don't think we can do anything more in this direction. We need to head back. Down through here, and I think we'll go down the stairs. Okay, well that's somewhat exciting. Ooh, ooh! We have some Bane here. Let's go ahead and try using that ability, huh?
Count on it.
Another battle?
Now that we're in spell, we can do this.
You think we're bad at making friends?
Well struck.
Faster and stronger!
Ooh! That was cool. Looks like it lets her attack a little bit. Sweet. Yeah, killing... Oh, okay. Is that what that, is that what the boat allows to have? I don't know. Anyway, we got it, here. Do that. I think that'll work. And then we got Artifact of the Grave Bow. Cool.
Ew.
Okay, so now we ended back in kind of the big room. I think we have a couple heavy keystone. We have a couple heavy
Graven
keystones. with
ash
us.
protects.
So we should. Whoop.
Interesting. I'll do it for the North. This again? Please stop.
Sorry about that. Not my intention, Barrack. Not my intention at all. Sounds like he does something kind of like what you did in the old Warcraft RTS days when you'd keep clicking on something and the units would get annoyed with you if you did it too much.
Right.
Malice.
Come at me, brave me.
Will do.
Bleed out, you little shit.
Come and face my iron!
Oh, I got frightened. Frightened. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to click on this.
You got it.
That one.
Did not do as much as I was hoping it would do.
It's a hit! I got it.
Got
Oh, and she's down.
Don't go rushing off to get yourself hurt again.
Okay, she's back up.
fall before me.
I'm hurt too. That was a little more nasty than I was expecting.
I got it.
Okay, so it has to stay red. All right. Which opens that door. Let's get access to that chest.
See that?
Ah, the trap! Ah, shoot! Shoot, 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 shoot,
I
shoot.
did not see that coming.
Darn it. Eat sakes. Bronze tower shield. Okay. Go for a second here. That is another. Throw that in there. Oh, come on. Throw it in there. Come on. Thank you. And we need to take a look at. So, Barrack Shield, very specifically. Parry, dodge, and endurance. Do a little bit of item type. So my shields are here at the end. What I'm trying to figure out is it has been a long, long time since Barrack got a new shield. I'd like to try and keep him upgraded. The funny thing is I was giving better shields to Lantry before I was doing it for Barrack. So the concern is that I'm giving really well. Of course my main character is going to get the Bane shields because I might find something even better than what I had previously. However, I would like to give Barrack something if possible. See, these are really high in He has really high dodge on his, but it feels a little odd to have the main tank have a dodge. I mean, it's not terrible, but it feels really weird to give the main tank dodge when it should be something like parry, so he can at least take the damage off. Oh, okay, against ranged attacks. Okay, so maybe I'm incorrect. Melee attacks and spells. Okay, so we actually want to have as much high parry and dodge as possible. Because he's a main tank, he has to fight whoever's in front of him as opposed to dealing with ranged characters. So that makes sense. So I'll have less dodge with this, light step and quick step. Okay. Do you know what? I think that actually is best for what we need him to have. Let's have him have that. And then we can go to my character. Survivor, when health is below 50%. Yeah, I think that'll work. But we'll do that on the back side. See, it looks like this just does parry, dodge, endurance. Okay, what's the difference between these two? So one has got slightly higher recovery, it's got a lot of parry. The other one has a lot of dodge. One has more endurance. Okay. So if I really wanted to do that, probably would do this one. And then you could get... Yeah, we'll go for that one. It looks so ridiculous on him, but it makes sense. Alright. I think that makes sense. At least in my head it does. Alright. Now that we've gone through all of that, where do we still need to go?
Curious.
Found the trap. We can't get into that yet. Hold on. So it looks like we actually will need to go back a second here. We need to hit that switch to swap the doors again. So we can go back this way. Because it looks like to come over here to get into this room. Crystal in this beacon is not responding to torch keys from these old walls. Whoa, really? Huh. So maybe I can't get in there yet? A little odd. That. Well, I guess I don't need to do anything else in this room, right? There's nothing else in this room that I need to do, so no point in closing this door. No point in closing this anymore. Let's go ahead and activate that and just go back out this way. Okay, so it looks like we have a couple of keystones we can drop in, but I don't know if we can actually do anything. Can we? Oh, hang on. Just saw that. Okay. Back to where the first region was. Oh, but we do have enough to actually... Yeah, we do have these. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, when it gets to this far side, there was something here we could do? Now respond to torch keys of this one. Okay. For a second, it slips loose from the socket. Oh, okay. Am I supposed to do them in order then?
Interesting. Is it reasonable to describe an ethereal cloud as angry? Because I think you're making it angry.
I wouldn't say no, my man. Yep, gotta do them in an order. Okay, if I had to guess, we're gonna fight our first big boss. So I'm gonna go ahead and save my game.
That orb appears one breath away from collapsing. Since being sensible and abandoning the scars aren't options, might I suggest drawing our blades?
Indeed. So I want to have this set up in such a way. And I wonder... Look at her weapon again. Because if it makes more sense to have her holding this weapon, I want to do it. Okay, Barrick. Got that. Alright, what do we got? It is called a Havoc. And yeah, do you know what? I think I'm going to switch her. A little bit more in the way of ranged. Okay, and then we need to do here, and we're going to activate that.
Wouldn't rattle me hard. Can't move. That's how it's done. Come and face my iron.
So did we kill it already? No, we did not. Alright. Back on that attack.
That wouldn't rattle me hard. Little strut. Grovel before me.
Fall before me!
Intent. Right.
okay, so I can only do one per shot. Okay, that makes sense. Well then, if that's the case, let's go ahead and, well, no, not necessarily. That arrow is actually still pretty useful.
Take me if you can.
On it.
Count on it.
Will do.
And we need to get a shield up on her.
Right. On your knees, worm.
And they just all died when it died. Cool. I like when games do that. There's been a couple games I've played in the past where you kill the main boss, but all the enemies are all the allies, all the ads are still around, and it's annoying. It's very annoying. Okay. Restrictions body. Here we are. Steadfast insignia. Yeah, this is what we were looking for. Fashioned in the likeness of a stalwart battle standard, this emblem was worn by every first regent since the realms were carved from the stone of the tears. Now we can leave the breach. Now, I didn't get everything in here, mind, so I need to remember that. It looks like I need to have another, I need to have a different kind of torch key than what we found in here. So, keep that in mind. Question, when I go into here... Yeah, they're here. And if I come back here, I need to throw a couple more things onto Lantry. A couple points onto Lantry for the word of the, what was it? Word of the Ancients or whatever it was. Ooh, I've gotten another missive. May knowledge survive. May his missive find you in able health. I write to you in hopes of striking a bargain with the court. By the laws of Kairos, I am a purveyor of lies. In my work for the School of Ink and Quill, I have written many texts, and while some of the particulars are at odds with history as taught by those loyal to Kairos, I truly believe that our work is not blasphemous nor treasonous. It does nothing but exemplify the inevitability of Kairos. It's not my place to say what is and isn't worth of censor. That duty, if I understand correctly, is yours. My offer is this. If you would preserve my text, I would submit my neck to any sentence you deem worthy without protest. My life is worth little compared to the texts that require the life's work of countless sages. I understand such writings will likely need to be kept in a vault far from offending eyes, though I can be assured our written echoes live on. My flesh and blood are the court's discard. If you are amenable to my offer, seek me out. My current whereabouts are far from the ruins of the Vellum Citadel. See the reverse of this parchment for instructions. If you make your way to the location directed, I will seek you out. Glory to Kairos, Sage L. On the reverse of this missive is a charcoal sketch of what appears to be a small keep built alongside mountain foothills. A map of the tiers is drawn in the corner, with a circle that shows the indications of the Bastard tier, north and east of the Bastard city. Request more information. The laws of Kairos, let's see, nope, that's still theirs. Dear Lord or Lady L, if you are sincere in your desire to surrender to the court, you're welcome to visit Tunon, Archon of Justice, and seek an audience with him in the Bastard city. I assure you, the Archon sleeps very little, and time will be made for a proper hearing. Beggars cannot be choosers, and the guilty ought not to bargain when their only currency is guilt. Perhaps if you provide more insight into your situation, I'd be less inclined to assume this is some sort of trap. Yeah, that sounds about right. So the old walls didn't best you. Not this time, at least. Tricoria stands amidst the bodies of the unbroken. He shrugs with a knowing smile. Well, we know all that's for the good of the war effort. I don't know how much Tyranny chooses to overlook when it comes to his fate punch, but I'm sure you know what you're doing. I hope you managed to find the steadfast signet there. He glances over your shoulder to the old walls. Myself, I'd find another way to assemble a stand before I went inside there. To each their own. I have the steadfast insignia. Capital work! You should take it to Graven Ash and offer your report. Be sure that artifact doesn't fall into the hands of any Unbroken. Okay.
I got it.
You returned. Aramis blinks his surprise. I mean, I obviously knew you'd return. Just pleased to see you was all. He swipes one of his several quills strewn up to the upper sleeve and dabs the squib. Tell me of your experiences. In your own words of time, please. Oh, there was actually something back there. Ah. So we got that done. Let's go ahead and head back. Now we can go to the infested old walls. We could try and find Dauntless, the legendary sword of the Unbroken. I kind of think that would be smart, so let's do that. Looks like we're going to get there while it's dark.
I'm not one for superstition, but every hair on the back of my neck is standing at attention.
Calm yourself. There's just a chill in the air.
No, it's something else.
On it. I am a shield wall unto myself! I got it. On it. Are you afraid
Little
of death,
shit.
worm?
Right. Another battle.
Oh wow, there's a lot of them here.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
I got it. Right.
Okay. Not what I was expecting, but... so much loot.
Look at that!
Oh, and that's why, because it's a big nasty something or other I have to fight here. Oh, however, I'm gonna do a sweep.
Are you afraid of death, worm? Will do.
Bleed out, you
Don't go
little
rushing off to
shit!
get yourself hurt.
You got it. You got it.
Actually, I'm gonna start attacking some of those, yeah.
Not a problem, boss.
On it. Are you afraid of death, worm?
You got it.
Right.
I'm injured.
I got it.
Will do.
Grovel before me!
Oh my gosh. All kinds of goodies. Ooh, Dauntless. It's got Resolute and a Stalwart Surge. Raise the Dauntless high, unleashing a wave of energy to stun all nearby enemies. Damage increased with the Dauntless renown. This legendary sword was the badge of office for the champion of Stalwart. So many warriors brought the Dauntless to battle over the centuries that the presence of the wielder was often less notable than that of the sword itself, which steered the hopes of Stalwart armies towards victory. Even in instances when a champion lacked the people's confidence, Dauntless made up for their shortcomings by delivering on the promise of victory. The sword's most notable feat of recent memory took place during the Battle of the Quelling Field in 398 TR. I'm not sure what TR means. Probably T or something. A free city's army advanced on Stalwart's farmlands and nearly won the day. When Dauntless was unsheathed, the defending soldiers broke out in patriotic cheer. This abrupt change of attitude so riled the free city's mercenaries that they assumed their fortunes had changed and the Stalwart had gained a second win in the battle. It was the only day that their panicked retreat learned of their error. Consequently, the cultural significance of this blade cannot be underestimated. And so, that's why I want to have this sword. As your hand touches the hilt of the sword, a rush of sensation courses up your arms as if you had dunked them in warm water. The feeling was once calming and overwhelming and leaves you breathless. Dauntless. I saw that blade carve up too many friends during the Stalwart campaign. Locals rallied around it, sang anthems when it was drawn. Every bit as meaningful as Unbroken, to the Unbroken as Sentinel Stand. If you ever need a sword big enough to cleave the old walls in half, that would be it. Careful where you point that thing. I've seen plenty of decorative copies in my time, but this is genuine. Bane would not have gathered around a mundane imitation. It's the real Dauntless. He definitely snatches a quill of parchment. Landry begins to sketch the sword. You'll need to hold it onto it. Posterity state, natural. As you grow accustomed to the sword's weight, your thoughts are drowned out by a perpetual buzz of voices. Fragments of inspiring speeches, glorious battle cries, the anticipation of triumph to come. The feeling subsides as quickly as it struck. Dauntless pulses in your hand, its potential desperate for release. Your perspective is divided between holding a sword and holding a living symbol. Distinction at times grows hazy. Cool. Sweet. Right. So I've got a second artifact weapon. And this one's going right on to...
This will serve me well.
And he's now got a new ability. Stalwart Surge. Yep, and that is going to replace that. Sweet! Alright. So I've grabbed all of the bodies, it looks like. Let's go ahead and leave. That's what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to get that. We'll head back to Iron Hearth. Because my guess is that while holding Dauntless, it will actually give me more dialogue options than if I just had without it. I've played enough RPGs that knowing that you hold a legendary weapon of the enemy usually will either piss them off more or make them panic because they know the history of the weapon. Abrupt storm drives you to the center of a public house built under a colossal stone overhang. Travelers from the tiers share the space with you, warily eyeing one another in near silence till the thin stew and thinner air loosens the lips of the gathered. Wire woman of midnight skin set the large gourd on the stone near the back of the cave. She challenges you to a game of daggers, in which players compete to throw identical knives at a target. The person who hits near center 3 times in 3 tries wins. The purse, she stated, will be 20 copper rings. Ugh. don't know. Play fairly. Stand approaches the woman, setting down your twine-bound rings and challenge. The woman grins, turns, and hurls her first knife, beginning the game. You seem quite confident with the hurl blade, but you sink 2 daggers closer to the center of the cord than her closest. Press, she offers you her winnings and purchases your next drink. Cool. So I gained a little bit of Letham Crossing and Stow-Sea Villagers, and I got copper rings. And everybody else got a morality boost by the look of it. Sweet. Okay, we are back. Pigbinder, no one in recent history has reached the pinnacle of the spire, and you step on top as if you were intended for your occupation. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm still figuring out what it could mean. Take care with your curiosity, then. The arcana behind the spires has been lost. There's likely a good reason behind it. I would hate to lose a capable agent due to some calamity. What is it you require? Return from the old wall's breach. And kill the leader of the Unbroken, I understand. Accomplish much in the name of the Legion. Devotion is a quality that I praise in my soldiers. The Unbroken will no doubt like another rotted scarecrow to represent their interests. They had best subdue the rest of the realm before they have time to recover from the loss. He strokes his beard and ponders. We put much at stake in plumbing those ancient ruins. Though these lands are not wholly subjugated under the Empire, we are still beholden to Kairos' law against entering the old ones. Priests that use take such risks on my legion's behalf. We can only hope that this mad scramble for heirlooms furthers the goals of the conquest. I suspect that even mighty Tunon would forgive your transgressions if the war depended on it. I recovered the steadfast insignia, which should allow us to pass the wind wall. The Unbroken were crafty to think of one of the region's heirlooms would circumvent Kairos' magic. We will reap the benefits of their foresight. The last of the regions will die, and the Edict of Storms will be dispelled. The subjugation of Stalwart is nearly complete. Do you think that this will mean trouble? Not from me. I would have you go to the ends of Tiritus if it meant bringing down the voices of Nerat. That includes the old walls. If Tunon takes offense to your actions, then I will leave you and the Abjudicator to sort out your differences. Thanks, you won't jump in and to kind of save my skin for breaking a law. I'm ready to see if this old trinket gets through to Kairos' storms. I'm dispatching 2 forces to Sentinel Stand, one led by the Iron Guard Rumelon, and one by Commander Demetrius. We are closer to breaching Sentinel Stand than we've ever been. If you have questions, voice them now, otherwise I anticipate your victory against the Unbroken and the recovery of my daughter. I think there was a... Is there a tent back here? I'm trying to remember. Pretty sure there was a place to rest. I can't remember if there was one here. I think there was. I think it was further down this way then. Because I remember... I'm remembering that there was one here. Maybe I'm incorrect. If not, I can always... I know of other places where I could go get a rest, so... Yeah, I guess it's somewhere else. Well, so I have a couple of options, I guess. Okay, so, yeah, Dauntless now. So I have 2 artifacts. 3 if you count the story-bound one. See how that goes. Hmm. So we got the Ocean Spire. Yeah, let's go ahead and head all the way back. Let's take a look at the potential upgrades for this place, because I didn't do that yet. We're also going to do a party swap. I would like to swap out. Okay, on the subject of the spires. Dear Jez Freelance, your summation is most fascinating. Thank you for sharing. You're certainly not the first to proclaim an edict. Many of us have been used to complete the casting of the Overlord's magic. You aren't the first to break the edict, though the first of names is a smaller, more exclusive list. What's curious, though, living in recorded memory makes no mention of someone who proclaimed and shattered the same edict. In that regard, you were an anomaly. The bad news is the Archons know this, and you will be suspicious of this distinction. Along with this parchment, I have included the contact information of the Honorable Fatebinder Miothos. Miothis? An old peer of mine, perhaps the most knowledgeable in the court of matters not taught to us by Tunon. Treat her with respect, and she will not betray your confidence. Best of luck. I think things are about to get even stranger for you. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Switch to the spires. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank piece of paper. You have binder information in hand. Contemplate your opening words. Plate introduction. Dear Fatebinder Miothus, I write to you in the urging of my peer and tutor, Fatebinder Rogalus. He has found himself bereft of answers, a recognition form, suggested that you may be the only source of the answers I seek. If you'll pardon the imposition, it would mean a great deal to learn what you know of Kairos edicts and the magic of the spires. Mountain Spire of the Tears is awoken to my presence, an event that occurred moments after I resolved an edict of Kairos. So it's critical that I learn what has happened to me and what it means. Thank you in advance for your consideration of wisdom. Again, let's send that. That will do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alright. Now, it looks like... Oh! So this... okay, see, so this is the one that was down in the courtroom. This is the one I got in the... So that's kind of how we do our teleporting, that looks like. The same trance she showed in clips of the death resonator and concentrate. Step away from the scope. Okay, so that basically is repeating what I did earlier. Okay, cool. So, fire pit burns with embers that give off an ethereal glow. Fire, you can see a glimpse of distorted faces. Let's go and have a rest. I think that'll be beneficial right now. Rest for 8 hours. Yes. Get a couple people back up into place. And then I think we can go talk to Ebb. I am now going to do a little bit of a swap. I'm going to take Verse out, and I'm going to put Ebb in.
A second spire has awoken to your presence. This is fascinating, and I admit enviable. If it turns out your connection to the spires invites death and woe, my jealousy might wane a bit. I've been mulling over that structure we found atop Vendrian's well. Would you be opposed to me studying the sculpture in closer detail? I'd perhaps work a spell or two near the structure. Simple cantrips of gravelight by which to read and inspect, but I will not poke or shove the thing in any way physical or mystical.
Gravelight is a magical term for the light of the moon, Terratus grave, specifically when harnessed manipulated for various purposes. While the moon's rays are normally incapable of causing so much as a mild sunburn, the Tidecasters have long studied magic that can concentrate these blaze into bolts and beams of searing doom. The Tidecasters have spent centuries trying to mimic control the moon's tidal tidal pull on the oceans, and will often mention that diverting moonlight is the easy stuff compared to pulling and pushing tides, but modern times have forced the school of tides to concentrate on the more martial applications of this magic. If you think it's wise, of course.
Thank you. Next time we have a good moonlit night, I best settle in and see what sort of magic perturbations I can sense from the sculpture. What is it you need?
I have some questions for you.
Ask away.
Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your name. Well, I was born Hazan Laventia, but for most of my life, and I suppose for the days after, I've been known and will be known as Ebb, Tidecaster Ebb for those trying to be obsequious. Obsequious, word of the day! I've also probably used a bunch of aliases that would haunt me at some point. Hazen, didn't realize you were nobility. I know, I dressed myself and cooked my own food, so misleading. Mother was a magistrate of Ardent, father was Admiralty. It's mostly meaningless, though. Our lands are now the overlords. How'd you get the nickname? It's one of those not especially funny jokes that stuck long past its season. I wrote the word Ebb incorrectly on a written examination. Master Fulvax started calling me Ebb from then on. He claimed it fit me, and I was a cynical little shite who always sees the ebb, never the flow. Did you always want to be Tidecaster? So when I was a little girl, what I really wanted to be was a marine. A burly woman at the prow of a trimaran. First to crack some skulls when the ships rammed. You know, an honest living. Fortunately, the school stopped me out before I got myself killed at sea. The School of Tides was looking for new blood, and my father was Admiral of Haven. So the school wanted me for political connections. I got to spend the first couple of years proving I actually belonged to the Tidecasters. That was fun. How'd you fall into the Vendrian Guard? What does it matter now that they're gone? They seem the last hope for the Tears. Maybe a little luck of a chance is a little more than no chance at all.
Ask away.
I'd like to ask you about our travel companions. What do you make of Barrack?
My one concern with Barrack is that he's still loyal to Graven Ash, and not to you. Barrack seems steadfast, faithful, and dependable. But if it comes down to you versus Graven Ash, therein lies the test.
If it weren't a tactical asset, it'd be fun to try and pry him out of that suit. Curious to see if his midsection is as strong, firm, and taut as I'd imagine it should be. What do you think your thoughts on Verse?
We should consider ourselves fortunate that one of the most deadly members of the Scarlet Furies considers you a suitable gang leader. That said, I think her involvement with you is entirely suspect. I would wager good money the voices of Neratis listening through her, or perhaps seeing what she sees.
What do you take on Lantry?
Probably the only word thief I haven't wanted to dismember. Him, I'd merely play with an ice knife.
Wandering Scholar thing seems an act. It's always an act of the satyrs, always pretending to know less than they really do. I'm sure he's got 1,000 reasons for why he's not like them, more trustworthy than the rest. I know his type, and so I don't trust him. Ah, that's high praise coming from you. I'm going to take this staff and repeatedly jam it into your backside until you prolapse. Ah, just like that. Balance is restored to all known existence. You had me worried there. Yeah, so you're going to either have Verse and Barrack fighting each other, or you're going to have Ebb and Lantry fighting each other. Tell me your thoughts on Kills and Shadow.
So long as she doesn't perceive you weak enough to challenge, Kills and Shadow should prove a fearsome, loyal retainer.
I find it strange. In Human, Kairos' invasion spawned despair, surrender, rage, but the beast almost found indifference in Kairos, unshaken in the constant state of war the Tears have seen.
And Kills and Shadow adopts this optimism more than any. Seems she has no room to be sad about what the Overlord has destroyed. She seems to care only about what can be carved out of what remains. I try to find inspiration in that.
Let's change the
Ask away.
subject.
What is it you need?
She's just
Now we're working with the disfavored. You want my advice? My advice would be to get close to Graven Ash and plunge a poisoned shiv in his ear.
Ashengrave is my ally. I won't entertain such treachery.
I will never understand why deceit is the first instinct of all Tearsmen. You are right to take offense.
Ah, right. I'm speaking out of line. But I don't really know what to say here. I hate the disfavored, but I'm sworn to your cause, so my honest opinion won't do anyone any good.
Grab your things. I have need of your skills.
Of course. It's about time to stretch the old sea legs. Goodbye to you too.
See, now that that's the case, let's go ahead and take a look at... Well, it looks like Lantry has something.
So, your latest acquisition has me thinking about the spires some more. By all accounts, they go as far back as the old walls. Over the centuries, the nobles of the Tiers have claimed the spires, but they've only ever battled over the land at the ground level of the monuments. I've never seen the glyphs of a spire light up in all my years. Not until you show up. If this were an isolated incident, I'd be confused. But it seems the spires, plural, are somehow connected to you. What's your secret?
It is a surprise to me as well. Long sigh escapes Lantry. He sticks his quill in his mouth, chewing on the tip. His head tilts from side to side, muttering incoherent half-words. I always want to know what you're thinking.
My mind is going back to Ascension Hall. I wonder if Graven Ash or Narot had claimed it as their own, would the spire come alive for either of them the way it did for you?
Probably, so I'll count my good fortune as me. Or, Edict of Execution was pushing for someone to claim Ascension Hall. Can't be coincidence.
Ah, such a clever child. I can't imagine the Overlord would ever carelessly word an edict. You are right. I don't imagine Kairos leaves anything to mere coincidence.
Are there stories of awakened spires elsewhere in Terratus?
There are other spires, and I've heard of notable figures trying to build monuments atop or astride the spires. But nothing I've read matches the mystical connection you've made with the spire.
Do you think the spires are connected to Kairos in some fashion?
If you're asking if Kairos built them or controls them, no. They predate all mention of Kairos, and I'm sure if Kairos could control the other spires, that fact would be shamelessly flaunted. But it occurs to me that perhaps Kairos didn't have a connection, but does now, thanks to your actions. I am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. What did you want to discuss? Well, you might want to ask a more soldierly type about the armies, but do you want to talk about the Archons or other mages? I am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. I know everything, except for who's been saying that. What's on your mind?
Know anything about the Bane? A shame Sage Cloven Claws was reduced to a pile of ash. Man knew all that's been written on the subject. Most of what we know is summed up in the name. The full term of them is Mage Bane, and there's good reason for it. They'll prey on anything that moves, but they'll show favoritism towards magically active humans. Tell me about wisps. Wisps are largely inconsequential by themselves, hardly the menace most associated with the Bane. But these glowing little creatures often fall in the wake of scourges or other larger bane. That can make them a real danger. What do you know of scourges? Writhing masses of sharpened limbs, quiet as a shadow. Scourges are the most frequently observed type of bane. Not sure if they're the most numerous or just the most likely to attack. What can you tell me about the havocs? Havocs are notable for being territorial. By all accounts, they stick to a chosen location and lurk. If you see one, common wisdom is to run. It'll give up chase. Eventually. When you find the edge of its home? What do you know about malices? Most troublesome are the Mage Bane, are the malices. Though I've never experienced it, I've told malice can take hold of your waking self, leave you trapped in a dream while it puppets you. If evidence of these creatures didn't predate Kairos, I'd think the Overlord, the only creature powerful and cruel enough to breed the malice. Do you know where these creatures come from? They seem to breed in the old walls, or at least this is where they exist in the highest concentration. But there seems to be no social interaction amongst the Bane, and no logical mechanism of grinding their privates to make little Banes. Speak of something
I
else.
know everything, except for who's been saying that. What's on your mind?
Know anything about the Beastmen?
My knowledge is largely academic, not to be mistaken for practical.
Know their origins?
The earliest settlers made note of the Beastmen, so they were here before us, but not before the older realms. By all accounts, the tribes do not have record of a time before the Old Walls. So, the logical conclusion is that they arrived after the Old Realms, but before Five Wives.
Ancestors of beast women roamed lands many seasons before old walls grew tall. Stories passed through mystic blood tell of time with no walls.
I think such questions will remain unanswerable.
Humans will think what humans want are worse than first season cubs.
What of the tribes?
There have been thousands of tribes throughout history. Most dissolve within a acquirement's lifespan. The stronger females branch off and make their own tribes with tougher names. Then the King of Azure rounds you up and puts you to work. The Stonestalkers are the most powerful of remaining tribes, thriving now that Azure has fallen. As for the rest, the old Talons of Frozen Cloud, the Trollhooks, the Kolakar, the Katvanas, the Jawsnap, all gone, I think. And then there's the Shadowhunters. They're all but extinct.
Stonestalkers are largest, but not strongest of tribes.
She snorts, amused.
Mantiborn of stalwart seas are much tougher and more ruthless than mewling stone whelps. Shadowhunters from Darkness too were better, smarter killers. Are dead, but can be rebirthed anew. Once disfavored, have been hunted extinct. Kills in Shadow needs only rat good mates for best tribe to thrive again.
My mistake. Noted.
Uh-oh. Failed to connect. Uh-oh. That's not good.